Okay, here we are. Amazingly, we're live tonight. That never happens. All right, so I'm going to turn us so that I can set up a computer. Interesting.
I hadn't seen your learn, laugh, create thing yet.
What's that?
I hadn't seen your learn, laugh, create thing. That's like the header on your learn, laugh, create.
Oh,
Is that like the Honcho version of live, laugh, love?
I get, yeah, it's like that. Hi, everybody. I'm doing a pop-out chat right now, trying to figure my life out. All right, so once again, this is for you guys who have joined us, okay? And for you guys who are early adopters, we'll call you, because you're on before everybody else. Here's what's important. Shannon is at work, okay? So we have Stacy. Say hi.
Hi!
Stacy is going to be helping me with comments while I work on stuff.
Hashtag not wife.
Yes, not the wife, so just be prepared for that. Hello, other Alan.
Hi, Michelle.
Yes, hello, everyone. I'm not, yeah, we do a lot of hellos.
Hi, Fairfield Studios. So early people help the later people.
Yeah, help the later people. When they say, hi, Alan, and Shannon say, it's not Shannon, she's at work. Just say it, and you got to type it like that.
Hello, Hugo.
Type it so it sounds like that. I saw a post that you broke a mold.
Hi, David.
That just means you get to make another zombie. That's a bonus. If you broke a zombie mold.
That's how it's working.
Okay. So, we are starting our evening at the pouring table. We're not starting our day here, but the evening, yes. Well, I did actually. I woke up, I came over here, not even like in day clothes, but in Allen clothes, and did some pouring this morning. Then I came over and we did a massive post office run today. Shipped out 20-some packages, which are orders all the way back from March. We did a lot of good cleaning up. This guy, the second mold on the Gravedigger, actually really helps a lot because Gravediggers are pretty popular, and having two molds is helpful. I'm going to turn off the fan here.
There are lots of, it's not Shannon, she's at work.
Right.
Right, not Shannon.
Right.
Shannon, it's Stacy.
Right, it's Stacy.
Joshua Battng says, Sylvie, you got such a nice voice. Kind of a cross between Fergie and Jesus.
Me? Fergie?
Yeah.
She has a good voice.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what Jesus sounded like, but
You have to put the hunchback on now and sing my lumps. Oh,
yeah,
with all this stuff.
exactly. While I was out today, I thought of a video that we should do for Dark Hour, where it's monsters like going to parking lots and picking up all the trash, because only real monsters litter.
Right.
All the gloves and masks that people just throw on the ground. Jerk faces.
Joshua says, sometimes I swear you got the shape of a unicorn.
Sometimes, occasionally. When that happens, stay at a safe distance.
That's not Shannon, it's an anagram for Stacy.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Stacy's husband calls her not Shannon. That's just how it goes.
Sometimes it makes it weird. Fungus, huh? Alan Redmond says, fungus. Fergus.
Fergus. Oh, not Fergie, but Fergus.
Ah,
Fergus
okay.
is the Scottish. Isn't he the Scottish groundskeeper from The Simpsons?
No, that's
No?
Groundskeeper Willie.
I don't know who Fergus is,
I also like Stun Chan. Yeah, I'll take Stun Chan.
but I know who Jesus is. So there you go. 1 out of 2 isn't bad. It's actually still passing, right? 50%.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Jesse says that means no stories when Alan walks away.
Oh, Stacy has stories. She's got stories.
Joshua says, all jokes aside, I appreciate your channel and sense of humor.
Hooray! Well,
Jordan?
which Jordan? Sheet Ghost Jordan?
Yeah, Isa. Yeah.
Okay, yes, that is Sheet Ghost Jordan. Yeah. You know what though? It's good to be a unique enough character to be associated with something.
Yeah, we got the
Because
shrimp guy.
like, every now and then there's people who are they're so much like oatmeal that you can't I don't know, there's nothing distinctive about them.
Rob, I'm not sewing, I'm distressing.
She is distressing. We're putting together a full carnivore costume. So that I can get some pics of a full carnivore costume. I know exactly what I want it to look like, but we haven't made one yet. But I'm about to. This is very much a work in progress back here. This is behind the shop. It's a back porch. There is yard, booth building. Behind the shop here, these are a lot of molds, about just over 100 molds on shelves. Hooray.
Fergus is the mix of perfume and Jesus.
Okay. Now, what's funny is, okay, so at a haunt training, I met someone named Fergus, okay? And he was a character too. He was an actor. And I wrote a treatment for a series of horror movies. Like, I have 9 of them, all written out, okay? And it's like inbred family, catches people to torture and murderize and stuff. Well, they catch the wrong guy. He's a werewolf.
He's a werewolf.
So
Is he Fergus?
no. One of the inbred brothers is Fergus, and he gets bit by the werewolf. So then he has super inbred werewolf powers, and
Super inbred as a wolf.
right. Well, eventually, he fights Bigfoot, and then not in the same movie. Like, that's the next movie. That's actually 3. But eventually, he ends up working for the government as like a task force guy. Fun stuff.
Ryan asked, did you get to mold the bear?
No, I haven't been able to mold the bear. I've had actual work to do. One day, I'll be able to mold the bear.
Alan Redmond asked, what is this fixation you have with inbreeding?
Inbreds pay the bills, man. Listen, there's 2 dark roads you can go down in haunt mask making. All right, there's clowns and there's inbreds. And I don't go down the clown road. I leave the clown road for others, and I just cruise down Inbred Street. That's what I do.
And it should be easier to hear me now that he's bringing it back again.
Yeah, and cannibal inbreds are scary.
Hugo says, congratulations on the updated site. Excellent masks for sale.
Thank you. That is all my wife. She is amazing at that. I suck.
And Scott Creighton says, sounds like we need to talk to Rob Zombie about the movies.
No, because I want characters in my movies that some people like. And the trick is I want this main bad guy to be a terrible, terrible person, but people like him because I know that's possible.
Sassy Plug says, curious as to what the full carnivore will look like. I have stick arms I plan on wearing with a typical scarecrow getup.
Okay, cool. Well, you'll see what we do down the rodeo. You know what I should have done? Oh, I can make myself a beverage because
Yeah.
now we have an ice machine set up. Shannon got that all set up.
Nice.
Yeah. So we're gonna start off today with me making a beverage.
Mr. Herman says he likes Captain Smallman.
It wasn't a Rob Zombie burn so much, but everyone in his movies look like they're really like hardcore on heroin, and I don't like any of the people in his movies. It's like, of course you want the antagonist to win, because all the protagonists are terrible people.
Nightmare Fuel Studios says it's ironic how clowns who were supposed to bring joy and laughter actually became a horror icon.
They sure have. Stacey, you want us Coke Zero or anything?
Yes, please. Jordan says awful character with lovable personality. That's what I'm aiming for with my boogeyman.
Jordan actually has a really good treatment that he wrote up for his boogeyman.
Yeah.
I was very impressed when I read it. I'm not even gonna lie.
Fantastic Quick said, I thought he was going to say he had a cocktail station when he said he could make and drink.
Shannon would most likely have a cocktail station. I just have sodas. I got soders.
Scott Creighton said, not sure if it was my laptop or your video feed. You were in super blur for a minute.
It was probably how fast I'm moving, getting things done. Maybe that wasn't it.
He may have blurred for everybody. Lisa Arndt says, yes, far too skinny.
Who's too skinny?
I don't know who you're talking about that was too skinny.
Me, perhaps.
Looking positively svelte. John Humphrey asked, does Lexi still work at Dark Hour?
Yeah. Yes. She has been a little infirmed lately. She is 22 years old and like the most physically broken 22-year-old that I know. So she has a lot of physical limitations that stop her. Right now, no one's working at Dark Hour because the plague and stuff. We decided to make 2020 the year of the stand. That's fine.
She said Rob Zombie characters are too skinny.
Many of them are too skinny, yes.
Dead End Yard Hunt is our new notifier for that it's not Shannon.
It's not Shannon. It's not Shannon. Thank you. Yeah, now I have no excuse to not work on things. Have a drink, camera set up.
Chad Flyboy says, hi guys, been missing the lives, working my booty off, my booty.
Sorry, Chad. Thanks, Warren.
Hashtag not Shannon.
At least he knew it wasn't Shannon.
Every stream much when there's more Bucky's more timing. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like our secret sponsor.
Not technically endorsed by Bucky's.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be sued by a beaver. Again.
Hello, big dog. Stand in, Shannon. Ellis fires a wish she has Bucky's in Oklahoma. I imagine just wait. They're probably coming.
This is my advanced technique. I found the lid, but I didn't want to let the brush dry out, so I put a glove over it. Because that much of a gap is too much of a gap in Texas. And that glove is okay to use again.
Hello, Rodney.
Hello, creepers.
All them creepers.
All right.
Chad asks, any change on Monster Camp 5 schedule? Still shooting for September?
You are talking to the wrong person. I believe that you should be talking to my wife. She knows all about that stuff. I wake up and she's like, honey, Monster Camp is tomorrow. Okay, thanks, honey. And then she's like, honey, it's Monster Camp Day. Go pick people up at the hotel. Okay, honey. And then I do that. If I appear at all organized, I apologize. It is a sham. Any organization in my life comes from my wife. and I want you all to be aware of that.
Body Geek says, Doc wants to know what's the weather app you use with Aliens A. I was supposed to ask when I was up there.
What's the weather app? It's the National Weather Service. That's the one.
Hugo says, really, Stacey's voice is very similar to that of Miss Shannon.
It is actually. They're both tall, strong women who are not timid in any way, nor are they plagued with the squeaky voice that some women are plagued with. And if you are one of these squeaky voice women and I just insulted you, feel free to hop on Facebook Messenger and leave me an angry squeaky message.
Me and Dad watched Tim Burton's Hansel and Gretel. We heckled even though I loved it, and I told jokes about it being sponsored by different convenience stores.
Wait, Tim Burton did Hansel and Gretel? Tim?
I don't recall that, but also, I didn't watch that. Scott Creighton asks, any change in your COVID-19 status in Texas? Here is PA. 24 of 67 counties will go from red to yellow status, so some businesses can open with continued limitations.
Texas is slowly opening back up. I'm afraid it's a little too soon because
Cases are still fine.
I'm following Sweden, and if you even go by the United States at the federal level, when they started, what they said was states can open back up as soon as they have a decline of new cases for 2 weeks straight. Then open back up. No state meets that criteria. None. So, but I understand. I get it. I know that people are very frustrated being at home all the time. Yeah, it sucks. I get it. But my big fear is that cases are going to go up, and then Halloween is in jeopardy because this pushes back closer to Halloween. That's like the last thing that I want.
Jordan says, for a show I thought of, you're introduced to stereotypical bullies and bad people. My boogeyman, if so serious, will stalk them and play Looney Tunes style tricks on them to teach them lessons.
Yes. Yeah. I really liked his treatment that he sent me.
Spastic Pug says he's going to send you a link. It says Tim Burton did a rendition of Hansel and Gretel on Disney Channel. It was one of his first shorts. It's very cheesy. About half an hour long.
Cool. I will check it out.
Hansel and Gretel is directed by the guy from the Gary Busey Dogs movie.
Gary Busey Dog Kid.
It is a mystery.
I don't watch a lot of movies that don't have monsters or sword fighting. So if it doesn't have monsters or sword fighting in it, I probably haven't seen it.
Scott Creighton says all the counties that are opening back up in Pennsylvania are the rural ones which have had reductions in positive cases.
Yes. No one ever leaves those counties and goes to other counties.
David Outdoor says the cure is going to be worse than the disease.
It's you know what? It's rough. I mean, I'm not going to say it's worse than the disease because the disease actually kills you, and the cure is making a lot of folks run out of the monies. And broke sucks, poor sucks. And you know what? Maybe some people are dying from depression and suicide and that kind of thing. I'm sure that's happening, but it's scary. And I have such a hard time saying that anybody is wrong. We are at such an unprecedented time. Like, when have we ever heard about something like this where we didn't have the benefit of looking back on it in time? It's happening right now. But my favorite curse I've ever heard someone say is, may you live in interesting times. And by golly, we live in interesting times right now. Regardless of what happens and how it plays out, this is history. This is not a period of time in the world that will not be written about. 100 years from now, there will be movies that are set in this time period because it's an interesting time period. Like right now, a lot of our things are set in the early 80s and the 70s because it's a time period that we remember fondly, kind of. And interesting things were happening. Well, 100 years from now, what's going to be written about this? You know, what movies will be set in this time period?
Spastic Pug says, hoping I'm not spoiling too much, but the witch is a candy cane for her nose and performs kung fu.
Oh, I like cooked food, I guess. That sounds like I might have monsters and sword fighting. That could win.
Scott Creighton says, Alan, is the grave digger always a sock mask, or can it be a half mask too?
It can just be a half mask, but then you got to figure out what to do with your hair. Now, and I like half masks when my hair is a little bit longer. I'll cut a half mask right to my hairline. I'll cut it right to my hairline, and then let my hair come over. And a lot of people do that. On a lot of my female fit masks, I recommend that. Yeah.
Jordan says, depending on the severity of their crimes, the more humiliating or frightening the encounter. Worst case scenario, he comically beats them up and swallows them whole.
Okay.
David's Outdoors says, definitely interesting. We will be the old people talking about this.
Yeah, if we all live. I mean, who knows? It could be like a plague of such proportions. Who knows?
Alan Redmond says, save Halloween, stay home.
Yeah, I mean that's a very popular chant. You know what? I haven't even posted that because there's no way of knowing how this plays out. There really isn't. There's epidemiologists and they don't all agree, and what I do want though is I look at this. There's the climate change debate and things. Of course there's scientists on both sides who see different things. They're trying to interpret incomplete data. And I think that's an interesting exercise. This whole thing is an interesting exercise. But I'm constantly fascinated by the world, so keep that in mind.
Horror Beauty is being talked into doing some live feeds herself.
You are?
Yep, she's gotta get a mic for her laptop. It's on the way.
I just use my phone. I mean, this is my phone. This is nothing fancy. It's the Galaxy 10 something or other. Yeah.
Jordan says, naughtier you are, the closer Ipso gets. How nice are you, Alan?
You know what's cool about Jordan is he is just oblivious to the world around him, and he just powers on with the conversation that he wants to have. Which, having the ability to focus down, and it's like he and I are the only people in the room, and that's an admirable trait. That really is. Nope, I'm still sticky. I don't want this to be sticky. It needs to not be sticky. Let's go back in the other room. We're going to put another layer into the clown forehead that I'm working on. And how nice am I? I don't think I'm mean to people. I actively work to not be mean to people. That doesn't mean I always succeed, but I do work to not be mean to people.
Lockhart says, in all caps, cloud? Rob O'Brien also says, a cloud?
What clown?
You said let's go put some more in this clown forehead.
Yeah, well, okay.
The comments are shook.
All right, so listen. All right. Years ago, now I have to have story time, okay? Years ago, all right, I had 8 years, I guess? 7, 8 years, something like that. I did 20 masks. I'm like, okay, one's going to be a clown. But I sculpted it, and this is going to make me seem like an inbred fan again. I sculpted, I looked at actual inbreds, and I'm like, because I want to have uses for this mask beyond just being a clown. So I didn't sculpt the big nose on. I'm like, I can add a foam nose to any mask I want. So this is actually the clown. This is the clown mold right there. That's the clown sculpt. So is it going to be a clown? No, it's actually going to be a Krampus, because I have an order for a Krampus. This is it. But they want LEDs in the eyes. Well, this mask is not set up for LEDs. So what I'm doing is I'm casting a whole nother forehead for this. So I can mount the LEDs here, run the wires back, and put the battery pack on the helmet, and then I can put the clown forehead on over top of this with the LEDs poking through, glue it down, and no one will know that it is set up that way.
They're literally clutching their pearls. Saying, you're sick with the COVID run, Stacy.
I got the clown fever.
$6 says, I remember telling my therapist I had a fear of crowds, and for the longest time he thought I feared clowns because he misheard me.
Yeah, I mean, but there's not, luckily there's not like medication you could have mixed up. That's good.
Right. Also, Jordan says he's building a ventriloquist study.
Jordan, just from the little bit I know about you, you seem like the kind of guy who would build a ventriloquist study.
Okay, so I'm currently working on something for a ventriloquist and mouth.
Nice. Stacy, if you want a sugar-free chocolate pecan, they don't taste near as bad as it sounds like they would taste.
Sure. Twist my arm. Alan Rubin says, I was totally joking about the infrared clown, and I was right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's not the worst thing ever.
Mm-mm.
Jordan asks, what was your first Krampus mask?
They were masks that I modified. Other latex masks that were like devil masks, and I would paint them and add hair. So those were kind of my first Krampuses. He is, man. Nothing can slow him down. If he wants to tell you about sheet goes, he's going to. And I really find that an admirable trait. This is going to hide the connection for LEDs. It's going to cover the wires, that kind of stuff. Okay. Yeah, I say clown, man. You all go nuts. That's great.
Happy halfway to Halloween. Please aren't. It is Bell Day today. The last night was all Fergus on?
Whenever the first is.
Yeah, today's the first.
So then today is, calendar-wise, halfway.
It's Halloween. Chad Smith says, I placed an order today and I left a message in the notes section. I think you will dig.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. I love orders.
Sam Phillips says, I finally get to catch a live show. Hooray!
And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to burn through all the orders that I have so I can make the stuff that Alan wants to make. Like, I got a bear sitting here that...
Does it become unique for my one-track mind? I always thought that was an annoying quirk. Thank you.
No, I think it's a huge positive. I would actually much rather have that because I follow many things at once. I'm the guy that I can have 6 conversations with 6 different people and remember what we were talking about. So if you were to be flutterby conversationalists and get distracted, then our conversation would not progress. It would merely light on different topics. But you are so driven conversationally. I like that. I enjoy it.
Stacey Burst asks, what do you use to seal masks after you clean them?
Normally, I go with a Liquitex clear matte varnish. Lately I've been using the gloss varnish because I'm out of matte varnish. And they just look shiny, and that's fine.
Horror Beauty asks, Paul wants to know when Monster Camp will be?
We have 2 weekends scheduled this year, one in August and one in September. I think the one in August is going to be full of people making up because we had to push back the ones in April and May because of the plague, you know. So I'm hoping that we can get the August, well, I'm not hoping August. August is the plan. Yeah.
Lisa
There you
Arnott
go.
says goat. Hoping you get to that this year.
Oh yeah, the three-eyed goat. I really want to do that. I cannot wait. I'm excited. I have a lot of things I'm excited about.
Alan Redmond asks, is it an inbred bear? Sorry, had to.
Funny you should say that, because I am going to make a mutant version of it, similar to the bear from Prophecy. That'll probably not be the first one that I do, but it will be one that I do. I'm going to get myself a head form and start setting up this Parampus.
Alan Redmond said, I knew it.
Okay, have to wrap.
Hugo says, September, let's go.
That's a heck of a commute from Brazil, Hugo.
Seriously. Happen Mojo says, FYI, plague is bacterial, COVID is like.
It's the figurative plague.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dirty B asks, what's the aluminum foil box? Are you making a cardboard robot?
It's an oven. It is an oven that I use to heat up EVA foam when I'm doing EVA foam projects. It has a port in the back for a heat gun. It used to be an animal cage of some kind, and I covered it in foil, and I put a heat gun in the back of it, and I put wire racks in order to hold pieces of foam. So when I'm doing foam stuff, I will put the contact cement on, put the things in the oven. They're all softy, squishy, bendy, moldable, and then I put them together.
Awesome.
I'm waiting for the next, like you mentioned, bacterial and viral. I'm waiting for the next, like, good, or the first good, like, fungal
Oh my gosh.
issue.
Lisa Art gave you $20. First round's on me. Love the live show.
Lisa!
For helping us through this COVID thing.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That means that you're a good person. Well, I guess. Yeah, you might kick puppies. I don't know.
Good job. Stacy, what are you working on next? Right now I'm distressing the carnivore.
She'll be distressing the carnivore probably most of the day. If you want to strip clothes off of Righteous Whitey,
Oh, go on.
then we can, yeah, do him. And it is always such a pleasant surprise when someone super chats that way. I'm waiting on several things to dry now with contact cement. And Stacy's working where I laid out all my papers and projects,
Oh,
so I
sorry.
no longer know what I'm doing.
Flesh tone, grave digger, werewolf, chest and paint samples.
Coming.
Clown, something, Krampus, white, antler.
Yeah, working on that now.
Okay.
You know what I'll do? I'll pull
Do it
this
easy.
guy
Let's-
over here.
Brunch mask. Happen Mojo says fungal-like cordyceps fungus control people's behavior.
Yes, exactly. Much like the ones that there's lots of funguses that take over ants and some that take over spiders. There's a fungal infection of some kind for lots of different creatures. But like the one for it's spiders it's my favorite because it makes them climb to a high place. So they climb as high as they can, and then they perch, and then this thing, whatever young thing it was, burst out of their heads and lets some string out or something, and then floats away. But it makes the creature it's inhabiting climb to a high place. And that is, like, that kind of compulsion, that's super scary to me. That's so weird.
Jordan says, idea, an adult carnival attraction where you shoot real zombies, use slime where they're shot. Would you play? Okay, now you said real zombies, because there are lots of attractions already where you shoot zombies with paintball. And that's kind of fun. But, yes. Did one of the dogs toot? Yeah.
It was probably Boris.
Woo.
He is a champion gasser.
Oh, my mouth's a little on everything.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. Should have warned you. He tends to let it rip while he sleeps.
Okay, any suggestions for making shards from acrylic? Making a tongue scraper for my wife's Switch character.
Okay, hold on now. Any suggestions for what?
A tongue, or let's see, it's making shards from acrylic, making a tongue scraper for my wife's Switch character.
I don't, like, I'm...
Are you just asking about cutting acrylic?
Don't let your wife do that. They could,
Or like cutting and shaping sheet acrylic? Like...
Yeah, I don't know what you mean. Have you seen, like, braking pliers or bending pliers for sheet metal? They're like duckbill pliers. They have a bar on top and bottom. Those are good if you like score acrylic. You can break it wherever you want. I made, one year for Christmas, I made a bunch of the crystal shards for people, and I did that with acrylic. So if that's what you meant and there wasn't a terrible spell checking error, then there you go.
Stu Young says, hey, just got home from work and made my day when I saw y'all were live.
We're live, yes.
Paul Bennett says, my son likes the mask. He's growling at me when he saw the mask, but I'm working on it. LOL. He loves skulls. He's not even 2 years old. He's scared to bite on. He wants to stay there all day.
Oh, that's awesome.
Happening Motors says, also worms. Flabby Helma takes control of fish, so they stay in pretty view of birds.
Yeah, well, and there's also one that affects mice and makes them attack cats so they can get eaten and then infect the cat, which is also crazy.
Mm-hmm. Spastic Five says, I love the Grouch and the Hunchback. I was tempted to buy them, but I have no use for them.
I buy lots of things that I have no use for whatsoever. All the time.
Sean Regal asks if I plan on adding or having the cloth plate masks available. Are they functional? Only got part of the live piece of the day. No. Those are like 9 hours of sewing a piece. So, I mean, I can make a few and put them up, but they're probably going to be like $200 a pop.
Yeah, they would be very expensive.
They would be very expensive. Also, they are not functional. They are purely decorative. But thank you.
Well, they're as functional as any cloth mask.
They're riddled with holes because it's quilted. So it's sewn through in a lot of different places.
So is most cloth. I mean, you know what I mean? It's all a weave.
I mean, yeah, but it's a punctured weave. So like there's bigger holes in it than the weave of the
Most of the cloth masks out there are knit. That's
wow.
full of holes.
I don't know. I mean, like a tight woven cloth, like the ones that the civilian masks that I make are 100% cotton flannel, which is woven, not knit.
Right.
And 100% cotton broadcloth, which is also a tight weave, with a layer of non-woven interfacing in between them. So, and mine I do the pleated ones, so it doesn't have a seam up the front of it.
Right.
Like that is, in my opinion,
As safe as you can get for a cloth mask.
yes.
Yeah.
For the quilted one, I would not feel comfortable with. If you're going to wear it on top of like an N95, absolutely. Then it would
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, so if you wear a mask under your mask, then yes, it's fully functional.
The Grouch is back. Yep. Happening Motor says, real zombies as in tetrotoxin zombies, going to need a lot of pufferfish corpses. And I say, Alan, way to blame the dog on the phone. Blame the dog. He says, yeah, that's a lot of work. Looks good though. Thank you. Appreciate that. Third grade chair says, for glossifier on eyes, did you say you use a 5-minute epoxy?
5-minute epoxy.
How do you apply? I'd like to have a smooth.
I mix it and then I put it over the brush, and it's pretty much, it's self-leveling. So you don't have to worry about it not being smooth. It is self-leveling.
Spastic Bug says, Alan says it's okay to buy things to hoard. I did have to get the corner board because I'm surrounded by cornfields.
Yeah.
Rob O'Brien says knit ones are garbage. Agreed. Jordan Eastwell says, we can almost see your face, Shan. Still not Shan.
Yeah. Your single trackness made you miss the fact that is actually Stacy over there.
Hello, Horror Beauty.
My wife is at work. And I actually asked Rob if he would come tonight and read comments, and he was unable. So then I asked Stacy. I'm not saying that you were the second choice. What I'm saying is that the people here kind of got used to seeing Rob, and now they're not seeing Rob. So I thought it would be nice to have Rob on, and Rob did not agree.
Happy Emoji says toxoplasmosis is, I think, the cat parasite you're talking about.
Yeah.
Rob O'Brien, I saw a crocheted mask the other day. Ugh. Y'all, if you're gonna wear it over on top of a medical mask, like, okay, cool.
One of the so I buy from a company called Magic Scarf quite a bit, because I used to make a lot of puppets, and I used to use their stuff to make puppets. And they sent a thing because they sell scarves. They sell a lot of different kinds of scarves. Like, these scarves are not masks.
Yeah.
If you intend to buy these scarves in order to wear them over a mask to make a fashion statement, that's great.
Totally. By all
Yes.
means.
Yeah.
Jordan Diesel says, oh, you're a seamstress. Not just a seamstress, I do other stuff.
She's just a seamstress. All she can do is sew. That's it.
Spastic Bug says, how dare your wife be a productive person and not be here to read YouTube comments for our amusement.
Yeah, no kidding. That's how I feel about the whole thing. It's like she's doing anything important at the fire department. Come on.
She's much better than the homeless guy from Home Depot.
Yes. How is Rob anyway? Yeah.
Horror Beauty says, we like seeing your team too.
I'm mixing up some color for. Can you see the? Not really. Yeah, you kind of can. Mixing up a color for the teeth.
Magic Scarf got thank you, Scott Colbert.
Yeah, okay, and their fuzzy magic scarves are wonderful for making puppets. Wonderful puppet skins. I used to make a lot of animatronic crows and ravens, and I would use the black ones as the body quite a bit.
Jordan asks, Stacey isn't your daughter or niece, is she?
No, me and Stacy are not related. Despite what the pumpkin shirt might make you think. The jack-o'-lantern shirt is an Allen staple for sure. A magic scarf is an infinity scarf. It's basically a tube. Many years ago, for like a Lion King movie premiere, I made it was Madagascar. I had to make an Alex the Lion costume for a movie theater. And so the head was mascotte, and then I did that. And then the whole body was just these magic scarves, because they'll fit over fat niggas, no problem, but they'll cover this much. But on a skinny person, they'll be longer because it's a knit tube. Really neat things. Magic scarves.
Happy Emoji says, what kind of puppets did you make? Gremlins, boggins, critters, ghoulies, munchies?
All kinds, man. I used to make a lot of puppets. I love puppets, and I'll be making more in the future.
Spastic Bug says, can't wait for people having house fires.
That's a weird thing to get excited about, but okay.
Well, you had a question mark at the end of it. Maybe you're saying Shannon couldn't wait.
I'm not going to kink shame you, whatever you're into.
It's a need. Rob O'Brien. Did you ever watch the, oh my gosh. It's an Dr. Seuss one. I'm totally blanking on it. The Lorax.
Snitches and Sneeches.
The Lorax.
I have
Speaks
not
Portuguese.
seen the Lorax.
George says, I'd love to see you make scary Muppets.
I have actually made a lot of scary Muppets. My favorite was I did a queue line puppet before,
Oh, yeah.
where you know, it's obviously it's a puppet that your hand is in, it's moving around, and then you can talk to people in the line, you know, and then you pick one who you scare, you drop the puppet on the ground, and you go scare that person. Someone always goes to pick up the puppet, and then the puppet flops around the ground just as they get to it.
Nice.
Scares the hell out of them. And that was just a little remote. And remember those cat toys called Bumble Balls?
Yes.
It was a remote Bumble Ball
Nice.
that I put in the puppet.
Captain Mojo says, 2 videos I'm looking forward to from Alan, airbag costumes and various puppets.
Worst class I ever taught at MHC was puppet making, because I assumed everybody was going to work at the speed of Alan, and that did not happen.
As it turns
And it's
out.
like, no one is done. The world is terrible. I have ruined everything. Yeah. Yeah, so they all got their puppet cut out of upholstery foam and some parts glued together. And you know what? I should have done like a worm puppet, but I was going to make a gremlin with them.
Easy
Yeah.
squeezy.
I'm fast. I'm fast at my work is all.
Street Dog says, we're still waiting for Airbrush 2 and 4.
In production, my friend. In production.
Did you throw out a 3?
I did 1, 3, and 5 because they were the easy ones.
That's funny. Horror Beauty says, really, you didn't like teaching puppets?
No, I like teaching about puppets, but time-wise, I just did not have enough time for the class. That was completely my fault and one of my worst moments as a teacher. Okay, we are
Chad Smith says, wish I could afford one of the VFX puppets.
slightly grouched up. Yes, VFX, they make wonderful puppets.
Hugo says, excellent job. Very striking textures and shadows.
Thank you.
Classic Ninja says, puppet can't win.
You know what? I'm not kidding. That is something that I actually want to do.
Oh my God, I would be a puppet
We
camp.
we do want to do things that are not just mask making for Monster Camp. So I have a airbrush weekend scheduled where it's all airbrush and airbrush makeup. That's the whole deal. But yeah, let me see if I turn the fan on.
Horror Beauty asks, how long does it take to make a puppet? I wouldn't think that long.
It depends on how complex the puppet is.
Ross Richard says, the Grouch needs a Max-like companion.
It's a what head?
Max-like companion for the Grouch.
Yes, that's very, very good idea.
Nightmare Field Studios says, any possibility of a YouTube Wednesday on making deer antlers for masks?
Yeah, let me write that down. That's a good idea.
Yeah,
And I actually have a good way that I make them.
Really?
Yeah. But I don't waste my time making little ones. Like I made a Wendigo and it had a 4-foot rack
Nice.
on it.
Well, you know, I'm all about a big rack. Lisa Art says, I would love
Don't say things like that.
Lisa Art says, I would love a prop camp. Prop
Yeah.
camp would be awesome. Yes, I need the antler video as well. Yeah, I also would subscribe to that newsletter.
You know what? You should come out and we should make the antler video together.
Yes,
I can teach you and walk you through the process.
I support this plan.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Own person.
And then I could teach you how to edit videos and I wouldn't do a thing. That'd be great.
Okay. Oh, I thought that was my inside voice. Sorry. Creepy slappy puppet. Yeah. Brandon F. said, love to see a video on antlers.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to ask right here, next week, airbrush 2 or an antler video? Which one? Airbrush 2 or an antler video? That's the question.
Who's judging?
I feel like you've waited a year. Well, you've waited like 3 years for airbrush 2. It's been a while. MJ was in airbrush 5.
Oh my gosh, okay, so it's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a while. MJ has since worked at another haunted house, left that haunted house. Yeah.
Who's tallying?
Oh, who is tally? Ross, you have to tally and tell me if it's airbrush 2 or antlers.
Nightmare Field Studios is working on a mask right now that has tiny antlers, so they bought off of Amazon. Someday I'd like to have a Wendigo mask with a bigger set of antlers. My
Hold on.
one's for humans.
Hold me closer, tiny antlers. All right, I had to. I'm sorry. Carry on.
I regret nothing.
Bigger set of antlers. And antlers actually are not hard to make. They are easy to make when you understand the fundamentals.
You got it, dude. Airbrush 2 electric boogaloo. Spastic hug.
Ed Gannon used to say, whatever it was, 2 electric boogaloo.
I am a tragic victim of that as well.
You too, eh?
I can't help it. It's funny. Oh, we got another Brazilian in the thread.
Hello! To the BEM!
Brazil. From Ibiza.
Oh. That's why I didn't recognize it. Any monsters of sword fighting?
Larry, getting excited to see that. Means mine will be getting close to be getting worked on.
Yes, actually, yes, it does mean that. You are actually one of the very few grave diggers I still have to do. We're knocking them out. But you also see that this is a black and white grave digger, and yours will be a flesh-colored grave digger that I am very excited to make.
Their mouse, the cost makers, is the Brazilian. I'm sorry, I don't think any of us in the shop currently speak Portuguese.
I said tudo bem,
Ah.
which is tudo bem. Yeah, they.
There you go.
And when I was in Orlando, we had a lot of Brazilian tour groups.
Yeah.
There was a point in time where I could say all the rules to Skull Kingdom in Portuguese.
Wow.
But that knowledge not being needed for day-to-day use is
Yeah.
gone. It is no longer with me, but I used to be able to do that.
Scott Creighton says, it's looking like Airbrush 2. Ross Richard says, Airbrush 2 wins.
Really? Airbrush 2 wins. Okay. That is... Yeah, that is cleaning an airbrush. That is breaking down airbrush maintenance and care. All right. Good deal. And then airbrush 4 is things that you use an airbrush for. Like all of the different liquids, it's okay to run through an airbrush.
Nice.
You guys have seen this process quite a bit before.
John Humphrey says, why not both?
Hey, is anybody that's on right now also a member of Latex Mask Central on Facebook? Because if you could share this on Latex Mask Central, because there is a lovely person who I was helping make sock masks 2 days ago.
Chad Smith says, maybe the first time, or I'm sorry, and air compressor hookup?
Yeah, we'll run through the whole system. That's fine.
Robert Bryan says, maybe the first time your airbrushes get cleaned. Thank you, Michael Lassiter.
I am pained. My airbrushes are cleaned as much as they need to be. And that's kind of one of the points. What's the point in cleaning your airbrush for an hour after you use it every time? If it works fine when you don't, you know?
Michael Lassiter also said, really? Finally.
I could change my mind. I got veto powers. Probably, though. We'll probably do that. All right, yeah. So I'm doing some Saki masky stuff right now.
Brandon F says, I'm on there with my crazy Krampuses.
Hooray! Yes, yes, you are.
Having those Alan, run carburetor cleaner for it in the video.
Well, you can. I mean, that works. I'm doing my patching right now. Yeah.
There's gonna be like 20 shares of that in there.
So if anybody is watching on Latex Mask Central, I'm not reading any comments on Latex Mask Central. We are watching comments on YouTube, okay? So if you're asking questions or whatever on Latex Mask Central, hit the actual link, go to YouTube, and then we can converse freely as many people are here.
His fan says that would be a classic Alanism.
Yeah, I love 30-second YouTube Wednesday videos. Carburetor cleaner.
The end.
It is really wonderful for cleaning airbrushes. Because carburetor cleaner is meant to get gunky stuff out of fiddly metal bits.
This is its way.
And when you use an airbrush, when it gets clogged, it's because there's gunky stuff in your fiddly metal bits.
74 watching. Thank you, Scott Creighton.
Wow, that's a bunch.
Big Dog says, I got the airbrush from Harbor Freight and the fitting is too small for my hoses. How?
The fitting is too small for your hoses. When you say the fitting, what do you mean? And which airbrush did you get? Like, which airbrush did you get? Because it's pretty easy to get them down to, we'll get them to NTP 1/4 inch. That's what I normally do. Well, actually, both of these are Harbor Freight airbrushes. No, this is actually a Pache, but they come with a piece that attaches to 1/4 inch that adapts the hose. The airbrushes come with that, and if they don't come with it, then the longer hose you can buy at Harbor Freight for $9 has that adapter on the end of it to go into 1/4 inch. This goes into 1/4 inch. It's a little leaky, so I taped it. This is the Harbor Freight airbrush that goes to 1/4 inch. In every one of those boxes, there's a piece, and then this quick connects into my airline.
Having Mojo says, eats the chrome off your airbrush, though.
It does. That's why you clean it with alcohol afterwards. Yes, you don't want to leave it on there.
Big Dog says, same one you have.
Okay, so hang on a second.
Quick change.
Oh. Your airbrush compressor coming off of it probably has 1/4 inch thread, like coming off of like the main compressor. Well, right here is a 1/4 inch adapter to that 1/8 inch hose, and it's in every one of it's in one of the bottles of all these guys. So, I mean, this will hook up to almost any compressor. Do you have like a special airbrush compressor? If you're getting air leaks, then just use Teflon tape.
Yeah, it's hot.
Yes. I kick you.
And Thomas R. asked if it was non-chlorinated carburetor cleaner,
Oh,
and then deleted his thing. So I don't know if he spelled it wrong or if he asked the wrong thing or.
it's just carburetor cleaner. It's whatever kind I get. I don't really look that hard. Teflon tape. You are setting up. Oh, let's go over here. We're going to break the fourth wall, something you should never do while you're filming. We're going to shoot from the other side. Now you can see where I just was, and I have to straddle a dog while I do this.
Okay.
Cheney, sleep, interesting way.
Scott Creighton asked, do you have Stiltby Studios stickers?
Yes, we do. Shannon knows where they are.
Sorry.
Hmm?
I said sorry. Did Shannon hear anything about green shirts yet?
I don't know. You're asking me Shannon questions. Like, you shouldn't ask Shannon, like, what kind of paint do I use to paint this silicone mask? And you shouldn't ask me stuff like, what date is it?
James Meg asked, what are you doing with the masks tonight? Masks?
Yeah. I am, making them like I do. All the things.
Hockey 79 asks, what's the best way to make a reptilian texture? I'm making corpse pumpkins with added levels of creativity while I've sculpted corpse pumpkins. I want to make a lizard one that's believable.
I would get something like fishnet pantyhose and put it over the pumpkin. Well, paint it black, then put something like fishnet pantyhose over it, spray paint it white, and then spray paint green on top of that because the green won't show up on top of the black. And then it looks like scales. Look up fishnet airbrush painting scales. Trust me, it's good. It's a cool way to do scales. I don't know. Okay.
Yes, it is. Spastic Pug is loading.
He is loading. Did that help?
This is awesome.
Oh, hooray! That means I kind of helped.
Well, I'm helping.
Yeah, man, stencils are the way to do lizards. I was about to get my phone out of my pocket and show you a makeup that I did, but I can't because
Where is it? Is there just saved on your phone?
it's the snake makeup that I did for
Okay.
March.
Yeah,
Yep, on her.
I find it. Oh. You guys have Dark Hours Insta?
It's definitely on their Facebook.
No foods we still right now. Taking a break. Grey House Mom says, where do you get your stencils?
I make my own. And I will soon be offering the ones that I make to the world, but that's one of the things that I'm working on right now. But there's a company called Badass Stencils who makes very good stencils. I just couldn't find a lot of the ones that I wanted, or I wanted more like the ones I liked from them,
Yeah.
if I managed to say that. Okay, so this snake person makeup job, this was our show canceled post. Can you see all those? Let me make it bigger.
It's Insta. You have to hold it on you. Yeah. Sorry.
So all that, I can't see what they're seeing, but
There you go.
all those scales are all done the same way that I mentioned to you. So there you go.
Thor says that makeup is awesome.
It did turn out good. I was very happy with it. It looked like someone else did it, which to me is a sure sign it's a good makeup.
Thor Beauty says nice scales.
Thanks. Normally to me, scales are not nice. That was a bad joke. All right. We gotta grease up this head plate.
Scott Creighton asks on the Stiltby Studios website, what are the teeth made out of?
The teeth are a flexible kind of plastic stuff. It's flexible. The dental distortions teeth are lovely, but they will break. Like if you flex them too much, they will just break in half. Or if you drop them, they're brittle. They will break. These are the ones from, hold on, Bite Mares. Bite Mares are the ones that I sell, and they are flexible so they don't break, which is nice when your teeth don't break.
Rotten Monster says, hey, thank you again for helping me out with the calipers today.
Oh, I didn't know that was you. I'm more than happy to. I made a fancy caliper video.
Hey.
I think it was 1 minute and 30 seconds long.
Chad Smith asks, what are your on-site haunt trainings run price-wise?
It's right about $1,500 for the weekend. That, and then of course travel and accommodations are not included in that, but yes, that is how much those are.
Lucky just got here.
Go.
Top of the candlesticks is here.
Hello.
Integration. That's a great name.
It is a great name. Is that a word that Edgar Allan Poe made up?
Mike Laster, when Alan does an airbrush camp, I recommend jumping on that opportunity. One of his makeup classes for one day was great. Can't even imagine 3.
Oh, that's right. You were at one of them. That was one of the haunt trainings that I have done. You called me when I was out at Warehouse 31, if I remember correctly.
Top of the candlestick says, ooh, grave diggers, hooray.
Yeah. What time is it? It's grave digger time.
Grave digger. Candle stinks more than the roast.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It has a smell?
It has a flavor.
Yeah, that fabric is all so different.
Yeah, weirdly inconsistent. Wonder if it's the dyes. I mean, at least for some of it.
The downside of working with your table as a palette is sometimes you get stuff everywhere. I forgot I had a...
Hello. Hockey asks, can you use Loctite foam to fill molds with maybe coat with water first with a release?
Okay. The answer to your question is yes. But what I have to tell you is not plaster molds, because plaster is porous. So it would absorb in and it would stick to it tremendously. If you greased it, then yes. If you sealed your mold with something like Johnson's paste wax, you could. But I use Loctite foam in silicone molds all the time. So yes, you can, but I want to make sure that you're not trying to use it in a plaster mold without a solid sealer / release.
Lucky asked if I buy a finished war picking mask.
If you buy a finished war pigment mask, what?
I didn't catch any before that. Bessie Pug says, my favorite post story as a wee thing was Man in the Balloon.
The Man in the Balloon. My favorite Edgar Allan Poe poem is Alone. And my favorite word Edgar Allan Poe made up is tintinnabulation.
Ah, the bells,
It is
bells,
the tintinnabulation of the bells, yes. And my favorite Edgar Allan Poe story is Hop Frog. And sometimes we have a hop frog who is on, and that makes me happy.
Like I said, sorry, my phone's acting up. What is the cost of a finished war picking mask?
Oh, it's okay. It's actually not on the website yet, but it will be. Finished half masks like that were $75. War Picking's a big mask, but I think we'll keep him at $75 for a while. He may bump up to 80, or no, he would probably bump up to 100 if I bump him up progressively like I do on occasion. But right now, as soon as he goes up, and he'll go up probably in a couple days, a finished War Pig end will be on the website for $75.
Last Ninja says, hell yeah, Hop Frog's amazing and super underrated.
Oh yeah. I love that it takes someone who is underpowered and very much an underdog and just shows how they can take control of the situation. This has to dry, and then do the foldy bit like we do.
Plastic Book says, seems all the classic authors have at least one word they made up that is worth its weight in the dictionary.
Yes.
But if you're Shakespeare, it's like a lot of words.
Yeah, Shakespeare made up a lot of words.
Thank you for the link, Scott.
Hooray!
Alex says, thanks so much. I'm looking to order one as soon as I get permission from my better, much more beautiful.
Yes, I have taken the Ezekiel Bradshaw route, and I refer to Shannon now as the Minister of War and Finance. That's who I have. Maybe I am the governor, but she is the Minister of War and Finance.
CNC says, yeah, Snoop Dogg made up for shizzle.
Yes, one of the great poets of our time.
The D-O-double-G. Hockey says, have you ever used a cricket nail cutter for anything Halloween related? I have one, but I don't incorporate the Halloween scene. Costumes perhaps.
I have not. But if you want to make stencils, you could make stencils for cricket.
Could you transfer mine on those shirts, the backwards shirts?
Yeah.
That I do? Those are done with cricket. Bradley G asks, how do you paint veins?
With an airbrush. I mean, I just airbrush veins on. Maybe there's something I'll paint veins on tonight.
Having a motor says, I'm glad nothing E.E. Cummings invented stuck to the English language.
I'm not smart enough for a lot of literary jokes.
E.E. Cummings is a poet who, like, his whole thing is, or one of his big stylistic things, he doesn't capitalize stuff. His name is uncapped, is spelled just like that, no caps.
Okay.
Very visual style, like his stuff goes kind of all over the page.
Okay. And like Jack Kerouac is the one who didn't use punctuation. Like 3 pages is a sentence.
Lucky says, do you know why Snoop Dogg carries an umbrella? Is it for a drizzle?
Who said that?
Lucky.
Lucky. What are you doing? Ross is on. He does the bad pun jokes. I guess you can do them too.
CNC says, love the underbite on that brunch.
Thanks. I'm a fan of underbites. I think the Wolfman has made me an underbite fan. Universal's Wolfman. I like me the underbite. I don't know.
Says, obviously Kanye West stuff in Shakespeare's work. Punk says, stencils of reptile skin, perhaps?
Yeah, you could do that. Absolutely.
Bradley, painting with airbrush is the worst.
Why? Why is painting with airbrush the worst? It's a tool, and it does things that is hard to do with the regular brush. I'm a crap makeup artist. I'm an okay airbrush makeup artist.
Colbert says, I called my wife the planning and zoning committee.
Planning and zoning. That's also very good. Yeah.
But says, you have been removed from the group.
Started your whiskey early.
Look, it's that time of year where it's really not too early to start your whiskey.
I love that we have the kind of relationship where I can publicly shame people on camera, and other people in the group are like, no, it's fine. You're fine. Don't worry about it. That guy's just talking. Just ignore him. I actually really like that.
CNC says, if you swear at the airbrush, it might work better. It works for me.
So, all right. So I have a character question for the room. Don Quixote. He has the assistant Pancho.
Yeah.
All right. So Don Quixote is an insane man who thinks that windmills are giants and tries to fight them.
Yes.
And Pancho helps him by getting his armor ready and helping him in this battle and fixing him up after. Is he denying his character? Because he's a crazy person. So to not deny his character would be to treat him like a crazy person. But if you go along with his delusion, then you are not reinforcing his character. That makes sense?
Not especially, but
So that's my question. Is he supporting the character, or is he not
Sancho
supporting?
Panza. There you go. Ooh, Pancho Villa in the cartoon.
I thought it was something Pancho, Sancho, something.
You know, this is awful because, like, literally English major, and I went to Spain for a senior level English class, and we studied Cervantes, and I don't remember any of it.
I went to a Don Quixote tequila factory in Puerto Rico. I know that. Wait, was it Puerto Rico? I don't know where it was, but it was somewhere.
Big Dog says he's waiting for the insurance money. Pancho is.
Yeah, no kidding. I really thought he would die that time.
Schrodinger's character. What? Honky says, I have an airbrush in a box. I'm afraid to get started. I need some motivation.
All right, here's how the life of an airbrush user happens, all right? You buy an airbrush. Most people will use it excitedly for 2 days until it clogs and stops working. And then they will spend 20 minutes trying to clean it, put it back in the box, and put it away for at least a year before they get it back out and start to try again. And then they will decide whatever's in there is cemented in there, and I'm just going to buy another airbrush. That is the cycle of how airbrush people happen. So you not even wanting to open it, the airbrush is just a tool. There's a learning curve to it. There's a learning curve to it because there's a tool in between you and your art. There's something that you have to figure out in between you and your art. A regular brush is a tool between you and your art, but you're used to it. All you have to do is get used to it. Figure out why it works. The best way to practice with an airbrush is get yourself some construction paper and just spray water through it. Because the water is going to darken that construction paper so you can really see your lines, and you can reuse it, and the water will not clog the airbrush. So there you go.
Alright, so Spastic Puck says, Don Quixote is my favorite story of all time. I saw the South Park illustrations in person. Pancho supported Don because Don was giving him an island for joining him on his adventures.
Okay.
So I still don't quite understand the denying his character.
Well, all right, so there's a crazy person, all right? But everybody treats that crazy person like their delusions are real. Then to the audience that's observing, they're not a crazy person. You're all saying that the sky is falling. Everybody is. You're supporting that delusion, but then they're not a crazy person because everybody has that delusion.
Vin the Butcher just sent you $5.
Hey, thanks, Vin the Butcher.
Poppy says, amazing advice, love the water suggestion.
It helped me immensely.
Candlestick says, I only had 2 airbrushes, one went through a wall, one went through hell.
Yeah, that's how it goes a lot of times. Vin the Butcher, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thomas R says, to deny or not deny. This is what drives me nuts lately.
Yeah.
Hockey says, unless we know the backstory of the main character actually being crazy.
Right, and I don't know if it's necessarily clear in Don Quixote if he is crazy or not. You know,
I think that it's established that he is in fact tilting at windmills, so like that would imply that he's in fact crazy.
Or was he like the first Matrix story, and he really sees them for what they are?
There is next. Woohoo! Other night with Ellen and Mama.
We don't have a Mama Hops. We have Stacy. Like I'm keeping her in frame so you can see like that's not Shannon.
But she's never in frame, so like if they're not.
Oh yeah. Well, that's how they should know. That's how they should know. You're on camera. You're sitting on the wrong. Shannon sits over there. Like that's where Shannon sits in this area.
This is the Stacy.
And yeah, that's where Stacy lives. So yes. But anyway, not Shannon. Thank you all for your help and support. Oh, all right, so I am attempting to get things done tonight. And slowly but surely, by hook or by crook, I will. This needs to be airbrush green. This goes in the airbrush pile. Next.
Captain Mojo says Don Quixote equal John Carpenter's Day Live.
Yeah, yeah.
Gen X says, my bad, I don't know what Mama Hops looks like. See, there you go.
There you go. Yes, because she's normally off camera, but Shannon's at work tonight, and she will be at work for the duration of this broadcast. No, not yet. LED stuff is going to be happening soon. I'm checking on my clown Krampus forehead.
Says I want a matching bear and war ticket. Gotta fill my shelf again.
Hooray! I like it when your shelf is full. All right, I'm going to grab the vinegar and speed dry that forehead. I'm making masks. What I'm doing right now is I'm batting cleanup.
Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out.
Yeah.
Says the shirt doesn't help.
Wow, holy moly. Oh,
Is that really vinegar?
yeah. I have a habit of tasting the bottles to see what they are. And the first two I tested were water, the third one was bleach, and the fourth one was vinegar. So luckily the vinegar got that bleach taste right out of my mouth.
I feel like we've clearly established over the last week, don't drink bleach.
But the president said.
Don't let that justify your actions, Bill. Come on. Master Quest says, take you to see what's crazy, but much rather you playing pretend like a child. Not the president.
50-50. Okay, so we have a
You're talking about your Oh, Rodney Pope just sent you $10. Thanks for all you do.
Oh, thank you, Rodney Pope. Now there's a man who also enjoys inbreds. Yes, yeah, I just painted it in so that I could use it for laters. Yeah, don't spray vinegar or bleach into your mouth.
Rob says, a Klingon?
It was a little Klingon-y. But this is going to go over the clown's forehead because I have to put LEDs up there.
Paul Bennett says, looks like Freddy Krueger in stone.
Oh, and Rodney, right tonight, all night, I've been using your scissors. And they already have crap all over the handle, so you can tell I've been using them. Rodney sent me some scissors that are like an electrician scissor. I like them a lot. He said, I've used these for years, and I enjoy them. They're very nice. Thank you.
Cowboy Blue Candlestick says, George Clooney from Dust Till Dawn. Specified says, if I remember correctly, in the novel, most people didn't question him or try to reason him because they saw him as a crazy thing. A few people tried to question him, but most didn't.
Yes. Yes.
Finn the Butcher. Heard vinegar and bleach cures stuff.
Yeah. Well, if I don't get it, now you know it's okay. That's how that works, right?
Seems legit.
I'm a sample size. Hold me closer, tiny antlers. Can't help it. All right.
Nothing you can do. Bradley G says, what if you make the teeth yellow?
What teeth yellow? I don't know what you mean. What are you talking about? Are you talking about the gravediggers? They have to be black and white. That's how they work.
Dead in the Arm Hunt says, when I did gold mining in North Georgia, I learned to appreciate inbreeds.
Nice.
Hockey asks, have you ever used power text to sculpt fabric with?
No, I have not. But I'm now intrigued.
So you can see, so just out destroying the garage. It's time for a rearrange.
As you should destroy the garage. Hopefully by making things. Yeah, I have a couple of YouTube Wednesday videos that I'm very excited to make.
Hockey asks, want a link?
Yeah, send me a link.
Plastic Ninja says, hey, I live in North Georgia. We are Battng bread.
Well, all depends on where you go.
I was gonna say, like, what qualifies as not that in bread?
We're only a little
Only a
inbred.
little in bread. She's only my second cousin.
I need to get that head on a form. Look, a form.
CNC says, you can't do anything until the garage is done. Paul Bennett asks, what did you just spray in?
Oh, okay, that was a while ago. In the mold, I sprayed vinegar because vinegar sets latex instantly, and it was pretty much cured, except the outside was still a little bit wet, so I sprayed it with vinegar, and then I was able to peel it out.
Rob O'Brien and Scott Creighton basically said that's like being a little bit pregnant.
Right.
Partially pregnant. In the British royal family, not that inbred.
Well,
You know, like, sort of inbred. Keep it in the family. I like what you guys all think alike on that. Thank you, Scott. Yeah, send your links to Scott and he'll post them.
all right, so now we're starting on LED stuff, okay? LED things are happening, man.
These turned out cool.
Yeah.
Last week just says, hey, it takes 4 generations of inbreeding to make genetic deficiencies. Big Dog says, new name for your puppy, Radar.
Yeah. I've taken to calling her Buckethead.
Danielle wants to know why she has become shame on.
Because she had a eyelid surgery. She had an entropian eyelid.
CNC says, nobody wants a Habsburg chin. Scott Creighton asks, when does the puppy get the cone of shame off?
6 days. 6 days.
Gargoyle dancing.
Okay.
Poor puppy.
Yes, she hates it, but it does not stop her in the least. She powers through all kinds of things.
Doors.
Bradley, it is coming along. It is coming along.
Mick Springsteen says, I just filled an old mask using elephant.
Hooray!
Then the butcher asks, how long is the stream roughly? I read for you.
At least another hour and 10 minutes probably. We'll probably go till 10 o'clock. I do like a Habsburg chin. All right, I'm gonna put a box under this. It's a little taller, so I'm at a more workable height.
Does this scrubber just need to plug in? Or is
What's
it,
that?
Does this scrubber just need to plug in?
Is it not plugged in?
I don't know.
Oh, there's a button on the back of it. We can plug into that power strip, then turn on that power strip. So, yeah.
Cool.
There is a remote, it's over there. The button is closer. Okay.
Connie Pierce says, phone filling a zombie mask while watching. Hard to keeping up with comments.
It is. It is. When I do it and Shannon is not helping me, I fail miserably.
That's
So,
why I'm here.
yeah, that's why Stacy's here.
For the only reason.
Hit me at. Hit me at. Hit me at.
Battng Eats asked, so what's up with the aluminum foil that you make up?
It's for EVA foam. Bless you.
Es liegt in meiner Figur Wasser. Allergy, friend. Yeah.
99% isopropyl alcohol.
Good night, Big Dog. Rodney Pope asked, how much is the Krampus glass?
I believe it's $250. That's my belief. Because that's exactly how much I sell one of these guys for. So, I believe it's $250.
Philip Owen asked, why is the dog wearing a halo?
Because she had surgery on her eyelid, because she had an entropion eyelid that was folded under, and they fixed her eyelid. Because they thought it was a good idea.
Hugo, it's not Boris. It's Bella.
That's Bella. Yeah, Hugo is fine. Boris gets fixed Tuesday, though, so you can give him wishes then. I did find out, though, that they do not remove the dog's testicles
What?
when they.
I thought that was the thing they did.
No, I think they just tie him up like people's.
Hockey says his GSD has had a cone of shame on for over 2 months.
Oh my goodness! Why?
Autoimmune disease. Sucks.
Okay, it does suck.
Rick Kingston says my 4-year-old grandson loves the mask.
Oh, very good. There's a point in time where I thought about getting fixed. And then I realized I probably just don't have to.
Celebration says never understood why they called it fixed when it's really getting broken.
Well, you're fixed a certain way because what you're really fixing is your income. That's what you're fixing.
Jamie Craig asked, what kind of Halloween mask is that?
This is a Krampus mask, which isn't a Halloween mask at all, actually.
Hockey says the nails are separated.
The what is what?
Like the nails are separating, and it's like John was after a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, nails are separating and splitting from the nails. Dr. Ninja says, you can remove the testicles, get it all testosterone, makes nail loadable acid. Brad, did you ask the Dracula helmet in the background?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Good eye back there.
Plastic Ninja says, vasectomy is just cut the mask down and push keep marks. Horror Beauty asks, are you making holes for lights?
Yes. We're going to put LEDs in there.
Steve says, my dog cut, tied, and burned them while telling me dirty jokes.
That's awesome.
Spastic Pug says, I remember my pug having the cone on her. She did nothing but grumble and lay down for the whole duration.
That's what I would do.
Spastic, I'm sorry, Spirit Great asks, is that red mask on the shelf Anubis?
No, the red mask on the shelf is the helmet from Dracula. My glue gun is warming up. While my glue gun is warming up, I'm going to prep my LEDs.
Scott dropped a link for the Power Text creation.
Cool. PowerTech's creation sounds like a 80s action figure line funded by the religious right.
Philip Bowen asked, are those real antlers or did you make them?
The answer to that question is no on both counts. I purchased them. A company named Elope makes them, and they make such good antlers of this size, I don't have to. And you can buy Elope antlers on eBay for about $25.
Rob O'Brien says, that's a job for glasses.
It would be a job for glasses if I did not have this nifty wire stripper. But I am going to get my glasses here in a minute. Okay, let's go. I'm going to go get some wire. Stacy, amuse them.
Yeah, definitely like that. I can tell you what I'm doing over here.
Tell them what you're doing.
Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I am spraying the interior of the cuffs of the pants. These are the corner pants. I have already, I don't know how well you can see that, I've shredded them on the bottom a bit, and I've burned some holes in them with a with a soldering iron, so it looks like it's rotting a little bit. I'm blackening the inside of this because they're shredded, so when it walks, it'll show just black on the inside. Then we'll flip it up.
Blackening a word.
Say again?
Blackening really a word.
Yes, blackening is absolutely a word. He does not think blackening is a word. It's
I
totally
asked if it was.
It absolutely is a word. Spastic Pug, remember Bible Man? I do remember Bible Man, but only because the people who kids who used to babysit were like super religious and were very into Bible Man.
In Orlando, they had the Bible Land theme park, and me and my friends would break in and play D&D there because they had this really cool like street out of Bethlehem, and it was like it's like you were in D&D land. Yeah.
CNC says I can destroy some clothing. Good. Power Text Creation sounds like a band that Prince produced, but he would spell it PWTX.
Yeah.
CR8 chins.
All right, I gotta grab my glasses.
There was a Bible Man theme park, Spastic Pug. Legit. It makes all kinds of words. Yeah, agreed.
Yes, they do.
CNC says that was Willie Ames. I don't know. Vic Springston says, don't do any welding with shredded clothing. You are correct.
What makes me really angry is how well glasses work.
Spastic Bug says, is anyone still standing? I'm forcing my partner to take it in. Michelle Schulte said, it sounds like something Ned Flanders from The Simpsons would run.
Bible Land theme park. Don't think they lasted very long. They were off of I Drive in Orlando.
Horror Beauty says, you really hate your glasses for something that helps you so much, Ellen.
You know what? It's not that I hate my glasses. I hate my eyes for their sudden yet inevitable betrayal.
Happen Mojo says, wasn't Willie Ames only Bible Man in the beginning or the whole run?
I don't know Bible, man. I just know the Bible Land theme park in Orlando.
Hockey asks, how do you hook up the LEDs inside the mask? Battery pack?
I'm doing that right now. Like, just watch.
The Holy Land experience is still there by Universal. Rob O'Brien.
Is it still there? Oh, now it's the Holy Land experience. It used to be Bible Land. Cool. Yeah, but it's very cool. Like, their scenic design is wonderful.
Brother Brian says, might be teetering. Spastic Bug, I just know because I saw the VHS tape, it's the dumbest thing ever, I'm buying it. Bradley G, what in the world of hell is Bible Man?
I'm sure they'll tell you.
Common Piano said, if Jesus chased you around the theme park, I'd go to a religious theme park.
Well, they spoke with many stilt walkers in order to get Jesus to walk on water. They just wanted a stilt walker to just walk across the pond. And it's like, yeah, but I mean, you have to get in and out, so they're going to see you at some point.
You just walk to the edge of the pond, like, and here I am.
Yeah.
Still standing on water.
Right. But you just, you know, and they had like it wasn't like a treated pond. It was a mess.
Dirty B says, what a place to play D&D.
It was very cool.
Tenebration says, think of it this way, Alan. Glasses are your way of forcing your eyes off the picket line and back to work.
That's right.
Philip Bowen asks, those barnacles you made, how do you recommend putting them on walls?
I would contact cement.
Spastic Fox says, Jesus used a mod to do that. Good night, Michael Lassiter. Happen emoji. He's a hero that quotes scripture, played by a cocaine-induced fugue state, Willie Ames and Charles in Charge fan.
Okay, so what I'm doing now is I am twisting some wires together. And so all the LEDs, they have a red wire on them and a black wire. These LEDs come from Lighthouse LEDs, which I think is in Oregon or Washington State. They're up in the Northwest. Lighthouse LEDs. And I have been buying from them for years.
Good night, Spastic Pug. Good night, Big Spring.
Good night. And they are called pre-wired LEDs because they already have the resistor on and they already have a pigtail on there.
He says Chris Angel walked across the Aladdin pool using the plexiglass table that's spanned the pool.
Are you telling me there's trickery involved with Chris Angel?
Shel Silverstein was also in a rock band. It fits.
Saying now they're back covered in plastic. And because there's a red wire and a black wire, I put the red wire with the copper because copper is a red metal. And then I'll put the other one with the black wire.
CNC asked, does Lighthouse make black light LEDs?
Of course. And these are 9-volt LEDs because I'm going to power this with a 9-volt battery. And these LEDs will stay on for about 3 or 4 days if you don't turn them off.
Horror Beauty, thank you for giving recaps for Paul.
Thanks, Our Beauty. Is Paul on?
She tagged him, so was he good?
I think he's on last
yes,
night.
He's on. He said, okay, what kind of LED bulbs?
Yeah, these are the 3mm LEDs. All right. These are 3mm 9-volt super bright blue LEDs. 3mm 9-volt super bright blue LEDs.
Kevin Woodrow asks, have you ever used Arduino boards in the process?
I have. I want them to be a little more or less fiddly. The Arduinos are a little bit fiddly, and I don't like them. Okay, so years ago, I did not like them because they were not as 100% consistent and bulletproof as I wanted them to be. That has probably changed in 10 years.
Justin Hill asks, hey Alan, what kind of paint should I use? It won't rub off on pumpkin teeth, or rub off of pumpkin teeth.
Hit them first with PVC primer, the purple stuff if you want. And then you can hit them with almost anything.
All about that primer.
It is all about the primer.
Horror Beauty asks, where do you put the battery pack for LEDs?
Okay, I'm going to put the battery pack on the back of the head.
Tony's YouTube at 3 a.m. in the UK. Can't sleep, chilling, watching.
Hooray!
LEDs.
Thanks for joining us.
Paul Bennett asks, I'm sure I can use many LED as I want in the mask.
Yes, well, okay, so these guys have, these are right about 20 millivolts, I think. Yeah, millivolts. These are 20 millivolts. So there's a amp, I think it's like 45 I can use 45 of these on one amp. So there's math involved. If you go to my LED video, all the math is there. Making LED spotlights.
Rotten Manor asked, what was your very first sculpt of?
Okay, my very first sculpture that was molded was a Bigfoot mask, actually.
Shocker.
I'm sure you are surprised.
Bradley G asks, you ever try putting your mask upside down and spraying black on it? It makes good shading to me.
Yes, I do that. I actually teach that trick all the time for airbrush makeup. We do a lot of makeup that way. If you are thinking, Alan, that looks kind of like butt, you are correct.
1980 asks, is anyone else noticing his voice is a little high today?
My voice is high today? I don't know.
Captain Mojo asked, was an inbred Bigfoot?
Well, it was my first sculpture, so one could argue that it was an inbred Bigfoot. I mean, saying that would have been a good excuse for why it was not awesome. All right, so these wires are just going to go back here now. I'm going to put down some hot glue for them to live in.
1980 says there's an echo in yacht log.
Does everyone have an echo, or is it just 1980? It'll make me turn this video thing around.
So
It will.
just wait till your mother gets up. Bill Bowen asks, do you ever watch monster tutorials on YouTube?
Of course.
I think he was in your class last year.
He was. Do you watch monster tutorials on YouTube?
Justin Hill asks, who's your greatest inspiration as a growing amateur/monster?
Oh man. Probably as a growing haunter, boy, because those are two very different things. Let's say Ed Edmonds, although I didn't like know a lot about Ed Edmonds, but let's say Ed Edmonds because he's an awesome human, and that is a great answer.
Or Beauty says that black glue is
Yes, it's good stuff. And I'm going to grab a battery real quick and test these LEDs and make sure they light up. At every step of wiring, you should test.
In case you couldn't hear that, at every step of wiring, you should test. Tony's YouTube says, my first mask was made out of copper sheets. My old man was an engineer, so metal was at hand.
Awesome.
He says, awesome.
Yeah, but like my first mask ever was fabric that I hot glued, that I made myself. It was a like half-gallon milk jug that I did fabric and glue over to make a werewolf snout.
Captain Motor, that's what happens when you fill your preamp with crustaceans.
Yeah.
Justin Hill, I challenge myself every night to ask questions and take Alan more than 1 second of thinking to answer.
Hooray!
This fan, I'm in the process of getting that 1/5 HG airbrush kit from Harbor Freight. Is that the setup you've been using?
No, okay, I do not like their airbrush compressors most of the time. I would get at least a 1/4 horsepower compressor if you want to do things other than real thin liquids. They don't have the force to blow out a clog. So I would go with a stronger air compressor. You cannot like blow up an LED, so don't worry about putting it on the wrong direction. It just won't work if you put it on the wrong way.
He says test the 9-volt battery too with your tongue.
No. I have played that game before.
Bradley G says my first mask ever was with plastic wrap. It almost killed me.
Yeah, you gotta breathe and stuff. Breathing is good.
This fan says any recommendations brand wise?
Well, let's see. I just use like a regular air compressor, but if you want a airbrushing air compressor, go to Battng. Battng has really nice compressors, and I trust their stuff. Battng.com, and honestly, get a hold of Chuck Passion, who works there, P-A-S-C-H-E-N, Chuck Passion at Battng. Tell him I sent you, and he actually will help you out. He's a really good guy.
Captain Emoji says California compressors are good, fairly quiet, cheaper than Iowa's.
Cool.
Dead Yard Hunt asks, how long will it take wet clay to dry out in fingers inside of one?
Do you want it to dry out? But, I mean, not that long. The plaster is going to wick moisture out of it.
CNC, someone else lick candles to sort of see if they taste how they smell. Seriously? Yeah, so while he's gone, we're doing a rusty metal primer on the kind of rust coat there. This is just to cut the shine down. So you can kind of see from the inside there how it's darkened the edge of the sleeves. So, showing off what I was doing.
Ta-da! Okay.
Christoph asks, is there such a thing as too powerful an air compressor for airbrushing?
No, because there's such a thing as air moderators. I mean, air stepper downers. They have a dial on them, and they have a gauge. Boy, what are they called? I know what I mean. Yeah. Anyway, we kind of have to bounce to another project because our contact cement is dry over here.
Air regulator?
A regulator, yes.
CNC.
That's what it's called. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, we run our makeup compressors at dark hour off of an air compressor that is the size of a Volkswagen Bug. I mean, it's ridiculous how big our air compressor is, and we run our airbrushes off of that. We just run it to a regulator.
CNC says too much air will blow the needle seeds out.
Well, yeah, so put it on regulator. But if your air supply is regulated, and it should be, you don't want to run 90 PSI through an airbrush.
It says if the pressure is too high on an airbrush, you usually just get spider webbing.
Yeah, depending. They are rated for a certain amount of pressure. But air also compresses, which is very helpful because it's, you know, it helps you. It means it's less likely to explode or whatever on you. Whereas water does not compress. That's why you should not use sprinkler valves for air fitting things.
Joanne Crowley asks, have you ever done a giant snake mask?
I have. I've done several giant snake masks.
Michelle Schulte says that compressor is huge.
Yeah.
Is it the second walkthrough video that Jake did from Dark Hour that shows the compressor?
One of them. I hate to say this, I haven't watched them because I work there.
It just made me so homesick. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's another. I was there today. Like I left from Dark Hour to come here because check on the building, that kind of stuff, kick homeless people, all those fun things.
Philip Bowen says, will you be teaching a DIY skull out of Loctite foam for your YouTube Wednesday?
I can.
Finish out your skeleton in the can.
I think I did it on a, I showed you the technique. I think I did it on, I know I did it on a Facebook video. I think right to Haunters Hangout once. But I can do it on YouTube's.
Do you watch Stuart Bray? He makes awesome videos.
I am good buddies with Stuart. Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, he does.
Says, an online moisture trap is also a good idea. Avoid the daisies.
Moisture trap is necessary on an airbrush. Especially if you're like me and you don't bleed your compressor as often as you should.
Michelle Schultz says, I was lucky enough to go through Carl's and the rest.
Hooray!
Can't wait to come back to Dark Hour.
Alright, so I need to get latex in this because this is my 9-volt battery holder mold. I'm going to put latex in this, and Stacy's going to tell you a joke.
I'll tell you a joke. What's the difference between a hippo and a zippo? One's really big, and the other is a little lighter. Chad Smith says, so you really killed it with the past 2 sculpts. What's the next animal you want to sculpt?
I'm not sculpting it. Well, I'm going to give options hopefully on Wednesday.
Hopefully you'll get some options on Wednesday. 1980 says, adding an Egyptian King Tut style headdress to your mask accessory options could give your zombie masks more custom options. Just you wait. There is some Egyptian headdress shenaniganry happening. That is going to be a thing.
We're talking to our headdress person.
I make the headdresses. That's my thing. Cobwebs and Candlesticks asks, what's the difference between a porcupine and a Porsche?
I don't know.
We don't know. What is the difference between a porcupine and a Porsche?
What's the difference between beer nuts and deer nuts?
What's the difference between beer nuts and deer nuts?
Beer nuts are $1.29 a pound. Deer nuts you can find under $1. Alexa, count down 30 minutes or so.
Alarm for what time?
Alexa, set a countdown for 30 minutes.
30 minutes, starting now.
Porter Beauty says, option for sculpting on Wednesday at Paul Bennett with a long Egyptian headdressing cutting. Okay, so she's updating Paul. Other than Dark Hour, what's your favorite haunt? Steve.
Okay, probably Netherworld. Because Netherworld is the haunty houseiest haunted house. Hell's Gate is like, it's the best story themed haunted house, and Netherworld is the haunted houseiest haunted house. So probably Netherworld.
Honky asks, how about a tutorial for cement skulls for a bonfire with holes in the eyes? All the ones I've seen out there stink.
Hello. For cement skulls for a bonfire with holes in the eyes? I don't really see that as a haunted house need, and that's what I mostly do is haunted house stuff. That sounds fun, but it also sounds like something you just want to make for your house. And I try not to do too much of that. I would rather make things for haunts.
Tony's YouTube, what's beeping is people saving stuff from his Pinterest on.
Oh.
He's getting notifications on his phone.
Yes. Unfortunately, right now, my notifications are on about 30%, which means it's going to go crazy.
Paul Bennett says, been trying to build an Egyptian mask and body of Anubis. I gave up and bought the mask and built the body with foam paper mache last year.
Oh. Cool.
There's been a lot of votes for Beastman for Wednesday.
Well, he might not even be on the list. Like, you can't vote now. Like, now's not the time to vote. There's going to be a list. Jason, Alan finished skeleton in a can. Gene, oh, thank you. Glad you enjoyed it. Awesome. A shrimp-shaped organ jar.
So much shrimp.
You and them shrimps.
Bradley G asked, do you prefer the realistic style of mask or the cartoonish or vintage style?
I prefer kind of a mix. I like them both. If I had a preference, it would be for realism. I tend to take my monsters and haunted houses very seriously. So this is a 9-volt battery connector. So I'm just prepping it the same way
Mojo said Nevermore has big money props.
They do. They do. But their haunted house is full. Like, they use their whole canvas, which I think is wonderful.
CMC says Giant Snake might be on the list. Thor says Three-Eyed Goat.
I don't think Snake will be on the list. Like, I don't have a need for that right now. A sheet shrimp. You're killing me. Ah, they have ghost shrimp, so why not a sheet ghost shrimp?
1980 says I spy something red.
That is the mask up there from Dracula. Yeah, that's his helmety mask. Plastic Ninja, are you trying to bribe me to make a hammerhead mask?
It's working.
I appreciate that. Big Dog, by the way, owes me a deep dish pizza.
Oh man.
Yeah. So, do you guys want to see something that I got in the mail a couple days ago that I think is really cool? And I'm going to do a proper video for it, yeah.
Oh, it's just like Brandon
Oh.
says all this trip talk is taking me hungry.
I'm going to do a proper video for it, but I'll show you guys nowish. I'm very excited. It came out better than I thought it would.
Cloudy Geek says he accepts pizza and chocolate covered pecans. $85 watching. CNC says how much to foam fill Godzilla head on a spear? Oh, wow. That turned out great.
I bought this.
It's beautiful. Chocolate covered pecans are a Texas thing.
This is a Minotaur. Not a Minotaur, but a Minotaur. The gold one from the Sinbad movies. I'm a model.
You know what I mean? Who made that?
I'm going to do a real video for him, but it's Eerie Productions. Really nice. It's a good thick casting. You can see it barely moves. It holds its shape really well. I got it to make a Minotaur, another Minotaur for my Monster Museum. But it's so nice. I might just make a stilt Minotaur costume. I don't know.
Brandon says I used to watch those movies with my dad.
They're the best.
Lisa Art says one of my favorite movies as a kid.
Gotta love the Minotaur.
Hello, Art Lady. It is not Shannon tonight. It is a Stacy.
Yeah, that was Eerie Productions is their name. Eerie. Okay, so remember I'm pouring up my 9-volt battery holder, so I'm just going to hold the 9-volt battery on with hot glue for now. I will then glue over that a 9-volt battery holder.
Tony, so you two asked, what happened to cleaning up the workshop? Listen.
I did clean, and then I worked more. You have to keep, yes, the Minotaur, yes. He was a electronic, well, a clockwork Minotaur, basically.
Like an automaton, but a Minotaur.
He was a Minotaur, the Maxathon,
Maxaton.
because he was big. And I think a tilt costume with that would be really cool. Okay, so remember my 9-volt battery holder? Of course you do. 9-volt battery holder. Remember my LED leads where I put the red to the copper? Well, I'm going to put the red on the copper again. Right here, I'm going to stay consistent with my wiring. And then over here, I've got another one from the other LED. I have 3 wires there together. Let's twist them up. Let's make them be friends. Let's get them curled up together like 2 fishing worms. There we go. Now they're all twisted together. See that? Of course you can't. It's tiny. And by sticking the wires into the hot glue gun, I'm just coating them in plastic again.
Lucky says, with the wife's permission, can I lock in a pig mask?
You'll have to talk to my wife, but I'll make a mental note of it.
Send an email.
War Piggin. She took pictures today, so it's going to be up. Hey, Branson Haunted Hills. Good to see you all.
If battery dead, can replace, but glued?
It's only glued for now. That'll pop right off. I only put it on here for now. You can replace the battery. That's why I have this battery packet here. Someone please tell Paul that, yes, you can replace the battery. There's a battery holder that isn't here right now. I just tacked the battery up here for now. What is the cape in the background? Cape?
Oh, this is not a cape.
Oh, that's a coat. That's a coat. Go crazy. Darker.
Yeah.
Black it up.
I literally just grabbed it. I was looking for if we had a darker brown, but we don't. So
Black is darker brown.
technically, that is.
Yeah. Black is the darkest of browns.
Well, I just cut down a little shine on it with the rust primer,
Yeah.
so now I'm just gonna go back in and darken.
Cool.
I figure a lot of black coming up from the bottom, a lot of black coming up on the sleeves.
Yeah, just darken the heck out of it. Solar powered tanning booth. Okay. Thank you, Horror Beauty. Bye, Bradley G.
Thanks, Katie. I'm starting a Kickstarter for my new invention, a solar powered tanning booth. Stacy needs some RIT dye and a spray bottle. Yeah, it takes so long to dry.
Yeah, and also I don't like RIT dye getting wet again.
This is not something that we can heat set that on really effectively.
Yeah.
The dark blue will also work killing that orange. Yeah. We're gonna go in with a greenish. So this is gonna be like he's been buried maybe in a cornfield.
He's gonna look rough. And we'll probably do some physical stuff on him too, like
He's a little tore up now.
silicone and gunk on him.
Funk.
Yeah. Okay, so I twisted all my wires together. Let's watch this.
Jerry Collins says, make a longhorn cow.
Hot glue gun. Wires go into the hot glue gun. And I squeeze as I pull out. Probably won't hear that sentence in a more appropriate setting.
Art Lady says, I have a 2-year-old grandson, Flapjack, that can take care of roughing up that coat.
I love that you have a grandson nicknamed Flapjack. That's
pretty
wonderful. Okay. So I just wanted you guys to see that, how I'm doing the wires there. All right. Yes, it's black hot glue. It's also formulated to stick to the EVA foam.
I'm on scrubbers. Is the other one on?
Yeah, they're a little full though. Open that door up.
I do. Robert White says, is there any special reason for using black hot glue as opposed to clear glue?
It was in my gun and it sticks better to the EVA foam.
Jerry Collins asks, have you poured a bear mask?
I haven't even molded the bear mask. So no. I decided I would make the orders for the people who are waiting first as opposed to work on my stuff right now. I'm going to get to work on my stuff, but I want to have all those orders done first. Test the orders. Because orders and super chat are what keeps me going. This is not a time of lots of monies.
Chance Beck says, less amazing.
This is less amazing? I was hoping it'd be more amazing.
Chance Beck says, how to do less work in a mask? Lights? Maybe LEDs?
Chance, you have to type all the words, bud. Type all the words. LEDs, it is changing the work. It does change the mask some. What's my favorite Krampus movie? Probably Krampus. Yeah, as an artist, I want to just make new stuff all the time. As a businessman, I gotta make the stuff that people order. I'm sure you guys get it.
Rocky, you gotta hit the sack. Thanks for the tips on reptile skin and watering airbrush on construction paper.
Cool!
I also use that.
Oh, it's a great way to practice. See, I'm just kind of patterning around those horns for this new forehead piece. So now, when that goes on, you'll barely notice it from one to the other. And it hides a lot of those wires and things up there. There you go. Very word I type, the Advil correct changes them. Chance, you're killing me.
You ever done any Roswell typing with this?
Every word I type, the autocorrect changes them. Yeah, I understand you. I hear you. I have a friend named Bill, whose name is Bill, B-I-L. Bill. No, not two L's. And every time I frickin' write him his name, I say Bill, whatever, it autocorrects me to B-I-L-L. And sometimes I forget. And then he always reminds people how his name is spelled. And I'm like, I know your frickin' name is spelled. I just autocorrect as the devil. Were you asking me a question of relevance?
You ever done any Roswell type aliens?
I have. I do. I did. I have. I have one around here somewhere right now. A gray alien. Let me find it.
A Graylian. Tony's YouTube says we don't have haunted theme parks here in the UK. Shame.
Yes, you do. You have Farmageddon. You have Alton Towers. You have several. You do too.
Good night, Scott Creighton. Thanks for the knowledge, Alan. Good job pinch hitting 60.
Hooray! All right, so I can't find my alien. It's in the other room, I'm sure. It is actually in the booth building, and that is closed up and dark, and it's far. It's not far, but
Far enough.
yeah. But I will actually, I'm going to be painting the alien soon so that we can put the alien on the site too. War Pigeon's going to go up. Carnivore Mask is going to go up. Yeah.
Christopher Lazat says you got the London Dungeon in the UK, which is awesome.
The London Dungeon? Yes.
Tony's YouTube says all the towers is not haunted. It has rides, yes, but not haunted. So.
They do too. They have haunts. They do haunts in October. They do. Actually, the ScareCon, which is a UK-based haunted house convention, actually has their convention at Alton Towers pretty often.
Hi, Scott.
I'm actually an admin on the Scare Europe Facebook page.
Don't tell them you're again.
They know. It's weird.
Police Art says Alton Towers does cool stuff like Hex. Tony's YouTube says, wow, they don't advertise it.
They do. Maybe they just advertise it poorly. A fly has entered the live stream.
Several flies have entered the live stream. Sorry, we opened the door.
Oh yeah, moth, and it's probably a moth as
Chad
opposed
Smith
to a fly.
Says, what in your opinion is the best place to pull ideas for masks outside of horror? You're free of books, so far as I can tell.
A bit of schmutz. Who knows? It were schmutz. It were not live schmutz.
Best place to pull ideas from for masks outside of horror?
Best place to pull. Look up dark horror art. Art is a huge place to draw from. And honestly, a really great place is Pinterest. Pinterest has a lot of good mask ideas. You know?
Costume ideas.
Yeah, you know that's the 4th largest search engine now in the world?
Really?
It is.
Ah. My daughter's on. Hi, Mom. Hi, Gray.
Okay.
Lisa Hart says, love the look of the LEDs. Thanks in advance, Alan, for my mask. So
Correct. Good.
What do you think?
We'll get this sealed down here. Darker.
Darker.
Don't be scared.
More.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is going to be to use all the rest of our black paint, I bet.
You can, absolutely.
Habit Mojo says, scary art like Hieronymus Bosch, creepypasta of the olden times.
Yes, but I would say he's older. There's actually a lot of good new ones who are wonderful. Right now, none of them spring to mind.
Ray asks, best special effect you've ever created?
Man. That's not how my brain works. Good question. I really like the transformation chamber that we do for Dog Days sometimes, where a person changes into a werewolf like in front of your eyes. That's always kind of fun.
Do you guys do like Pepper's Ghost with that?
It's a modified Pepper's Ghost.
Nice.
Yeah.
Chad Smith says, wow, dark horror art on Google has amazing images. Thanks for being here.
Yes, yes it does. All right, so this is the mask. See where that line is? Now this is a haired mask. So you're really not going to be able to see that very well once it's all painted and haired. And I'm about to fill over that seam anyway with a little bit of this happy paper towel I use.
Phil asks, what's the aluminum foil box with the other mask is in?
That is an oven. That is an oven for heating up EVA foam when I'm doing EVA foam work. And earlier today I had to make this helmet. So I used this to make this EVA foam helmet for this mask. Okay. So that's got to dry. I'm pretty happy with that. I am going to put some clear hot glue around the eyes.
1980 says micro LED eyelashes.
That's weird.
Happy Mojo says current creepy reigning king is Junji Ito.
It's a Krampus. I actually did like once a year I have to make a a monster-inspired guitar for an art show, an art auction. And Junji Ito, who is wonderful, I love his art, very strong black and white Japanese, I believe, artist. And did you ever see the Kraken guitar?
Mm-hmm.
All of the screaming people underwater, that was very
Yeah.
Junji Ito style.
He's the guy that did the spirals. Yeah. There's like that whole series of art about spirals.
I don't know. I always see him. I was introduced to him. He did like a.
Yep, main artist. Nice.
Yeah, he's a wonderful artist. He did like an underwater creature that was all the souls of these people. That was just beautiful.
Paul asked, are you going to add fur to the top and back of the head or something else?
This all gets hair. It's a Krampus, so it's going to be a very hairy Krampus.
Shan says, I'm not much of an alien guy, but you've seen the UFO footage the Pentagon released. Thoughts?
I haven't yet. And I'm wondering why it was released now amidst all this. It's very weird.
The world is ending.
Also,
aliens.
Like the Pentagon released some footage? You know, I mean, it's a little weird. I'm used to hearing, we got this footage from someone in the Pentagon who won't let us say who they are. I'm used to hearing that from the UFO community. I'm not used to hearing, oh, the Pentagon sent this to us.
Are we seriously out of black primer?
No. Maybe.
I got a lot of gray.
Alexa, where's the black spray paint?
Hugo, good night.
Are you trying to shop for black spray paint?
I want you to tell me where it is.
I don't understand. Sorry, I can't tell what you want to order. Please
Alexa,
try again.
Alexa, where did I put down my can of black spray paint?
Here's something I found on the web.
That'll help.
According to BeamerPost.com,
Seriously?
Go.
painted line last
Okay.
night with VHT header / exhaust paint 1300 plus.
Oh, I don't know how this is going to do.
It's going to chunkify it.
I'm going to do it.
It's going to chunkify it.
Let it know that I'm...
Yeah. No, you can't solid coat it.
No, of course not. No, that would be weird. You just set off my Elixir game too.
That's what I do.
Or Reedy says monster guitar will be cool.
Yeah, I get to do one every year, so it's really nice. It's something fun, and it's for work. So I spend a couple days of my week that week at work making up guitar. Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, yeah, that's
Powerful.
powerful.
That's powerful. That's what that is.
The paint is next to the Minotaur.
There's nothing next to the Minotaur. Well, there's a witch next to the Minotaur.
Jerry Collins asked, how much is Pumpkin Man mask unpainted?
That blank is $30. $30.
Or Judy says, I would love to see a monster guitar.
I've done a couple. now that we're Facebook friends, creep on my Facebook feed. You can see the cracking guitar that I did, and there was a fuzzy guitar that I did, and there was a Monster Party guitar, like cavern guitar that I did. That one was my favorite.
That one's pretty cool. Did Ed Yarnhunt just sent you $2.
Oh, thank you so much.
Have the motion so that a student who asked for help for a monster for a class project, so I created a monster. She presented in class, the teacher asked her after class if she's okay. She's 6 years old.
Yeah. I don't think he represents the 6-year-old mindset as well as he ought to. Okay, so this actually did turn out good. What I have to do now, Dead End Yard Hop, thank you so much. Every little bit is awesome. We appreciate it. And we appreciate you guys who are just hanging out with us. That's very cool. This guy is one that he liked the layout of, so I've got to put on these head hornos. There you go.
Aw,
Take those home with you.
thank you. Oh my gosh.
I don't use them very much.
Wow.
And I just found in putting the shop back together,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, look at all these. I don't need these.
Well, thank you.
And you might use them for something
I will
very gross.
absolutely use them for something really gross. You just gave me teeth.
If you want to show them the teeth, you can bring it over here to the camera.
These are totally horrifying.
Those are the
Teeth.
Chinese porcelain knockoff teeth.
These are going to be so creepy.
For when you want to make your own dentures, weird.
Lisa Arndt says, what color hair?
This gets white hair. He will be painted white and blue. He's going to be a frost Krampus.
Grace says, add him to the Plague Doctor mask. The Plague Doctor mask with his teeth are really unsettling. Ray was my designated comments reader when I was doing the Plague
Nice,
Doctor mask.
nice.
I was like, no, there's a system here that works.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, countdown, 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Starting now.
Christopher says, use it to make a creepy necklace. Yes.
I'm cutting the tips off of pumpkin teeth so that I can mount them in there for horns. First thing I'm going to do is decide their placement.
I'm wondering how much this is going to stick to itself.
Not too bad after it dries.
Gen X is back.
Hey, Gen X.
Tony YouTube asked, what hair do you use?
I use hair weave hair, actually, that it's all sewn together in a strand. I have some sitting right here. This is the kind of hair I use most of the time, right there. It's all sewn together like this. This is 8 inches long. It's wonderful.
Gen X says, I dipped for a minute. What are you guys working on tonight?
Well, I'm making a Krampus with LED eyes. I am working on some grave diggers. I'm doing stuff. You know, I painted up a Grouch. A little bit more painting to do on the Grouch.
Philip Owen asked you to do a Christmas song in December.
We do indeed. It's called Wreck the Halls at Dark Hour. I was about to go get a glue stick for this gun, and I remembered that I set this on a box full of glue sticks for this gun.
Where do you get your hair, Alan?
I get my hair from JBS Inc. Or JSB, I think it's JBS. JBS Hair. Look them up, you'll find them. or someone, hopefully Scott Colhart, might post a link if you are nice to him. Yeah, that's why these eyes are blue, because it is for a Frozen theme.
I think I saw one scroll by that said, put icicles on it.
I will put icicles on it.
Gen X is rocking some projects too.
You're getting there.
Yeah.
You're getting there.
Yep, JBS here.
Now, sometimes the places that I get things are, they're industrial places. So it may not be right for you guys because I go through a lot of it. And if you're only getting a little, you might be better off getting it from somewhere else. That depends. You know what I mean? It all, that's something to consider. I'm waiting on a soldering iron to heat up now so that I can jab it into here. And then I can jab in these guys. And then I can glue in around them.
Lisa Arndt says the ice on the antlers is going to be so cool.
Yeah, I think that'll look good. And normally when I do the ice-themed ones, what I do is I hair them up, and then I hit up the spray adhesive and I sprinkle snow on. So they have the polyflake snow, so it looks like they've just walked out from the hair, walked out from a snowstorm. Dinner, chocolate covered, sugar free, chocolate covered pecans.
Dennis Alpasani made a colored teeth flavored mosaic tile. Nice. We're still on the teeth. A lot of headdresses. Aw, thanks, Scott.
Hooray!
That's what I made. Fancy AF. Philip Owens says you're a Halloween genius, Alan.
I get by. You know what? I don't think I'm any more of a genius than anybody else who does this all the time. I have the advantage of doing it all the time. That's all. All right, so here's what I've done, okay? Now I put a little bit of hot glue around this, the clear hot glue. And I am wetting my fingertips so I can stand to touch it and it won't stick to me. And I'm just shaping it. And this is a diffuser that is going on the end here. This is a big tip right here, man.
Captain Mojo says best nuts for keto are hilly nuts and macadamia. All of them should have the skin removed.
Yes, they should.
Gen X. Oh wait, Horror Beauty says I've got 20 miles to run in the morning. Dang.
Here
I
is
need some good rest.
Here is the, oh boy, I'm sorry about your running. Here's the advantage that I have. Diets are super successful for me because I'm so fat. Like, almost any change I make, I'm gonna lose a bunch of weight. Because I'm just so big to begin with.
Good night, Horror Beauty. Rest up, run fast.
Yeah, run like the wind. Run like wind that enjoys running. All right, so now those blue eyes, they're diffused. Would you hit the light switch next to you, please? Boy, they look straight white on there. They don't look blue. That's a little crazy.
Here, pull it north and
That's so weird that they look white on camera. Like they light me up blue, but they look white.
Sure enough.
That's weird. I swear they're blue. These are blue. But they light me up blue. Like you can see me blue. Weird. Okay. They're very blue in person. For some reason, it's not picking up that aspect of the light. Wiggle that light switch.
Huh?
Wiggle that light switch.
Huh?
Yeah. See the other light switch right there? That's going to get replaced.
Cool. There's a blue cast, not really blue, are they in person? Yes.
They're way blue.
It's kind of purple. Frank's approved. You placing mesh over the eye holes to hide the actor's eyes?
You actually don't need to because the lights in your eyes are so bright you don't see their eyes. I've made this style of mask quite a bit and you just don't see the actor's eyes.
I'm going to let this dry for a second before I mess another can of that. It's real sticky right now.
Yeah.
I'm worried that it's sticking to itself. So dry for a minute. Give my index fingers a rest.
It's all about you, isn't it?
It is all about me. Oh,
Okay.
these aren't sensitive.
It does. And that's one of the things that I wanted to do was take that bulb look away. Now I put a blop of hot glue on. And I stab this little horn down there.
Also, just one FYI, it is minute 10.
Okay, yeah, so we're going to wrap up soon. I'll get all these little horns placed, then we'll call it. And you test fit before you glue. This guy could use a little more of a pokey poke. Couldn't we all?
He says it's going to be at 4 a.m. tomorrow, so I'll watch the replay tomorrow. Looking at golf.
Okay.
Or he says it was gold for myself this year. I'm not channeling it because the full race slash run is not until May 23rd. That'll be 26 miles.
That's awesome. I'm proud of you. I really am. That takes a lot of dedication. It's a little more blue now in this light, but they're mostly just white for some reason on camera. They're very blue in person.
Jerry Collins says good night.
Good night.
Robert White says, just remember, Alan, if the wife ain't happy, ain't nobody's happy.
That's right. I'm blessed with a pretty happy wife. I kind of feel like I won the wife lottery. I
Well,
certainly married up.
that is true. And you don't mind the painting of her in the closet that's aging terribly.
That's right. Nope, not at all.
Horror Beauty says, thank you, Ellen. It is dedication for sure. I am worth it. Keith Baldwin says, the lights look white on camera because of overexposure. Oh, Shannon is watching. Hi, Shannon.
Hey,
The
wife.
wife is happy.
Hooray.
We miss you, Shannon.
Yeah, like, Stacy's terrible at this.
Just the worst. Bush leaves comment reading.
Bush League.
Robert White says, that makes two of us. I assume two married up also.
Yeah. Hello, wife.
Nobody tell Tony what he did.
Well, you know what though? Is my wife perfect? No. But she's perfect for me
That is true.
because I am imperfect. And I think we balance nicely. And I think that is more what it's about than, boy, a perfect person would hate being married to me. They would hate it.
1980 says carpenter joke. What did the header say instead?
I don't know. Did we ever get the other answer to that joke?
I don't think so.
Because he said a joke and then I didn't never heard the end of
I
it.
missed it.
Shannon would have caught it.
It says we've been framed.
We've been framed. That was funnier than stuff you normally wear. Okay, we now have
You're welcome, Shannon. I'm sorry you have to work.
a hot glue strings everywhere, like we do. And these are like the stretchiest of hot glue strings. So I now have the horns on. I now have the tusks in. I'm going to tape off these eyes, and then I'm going to base him out in black so that I can paint him white, because that's doesn't make a lot of sense. That's how I operate. Turn off this gun. This is turned off. Let's find the lid for this. So we got a lot of things plowed through and kind of done. Let's check the other room and see where we're at.
You come back. He wants to see puppies.
Wants to see what?
Puppies.
Okay. I don't think I've shown the puppies once. Shannon always tells me, you gotta show the puppies. And so I do. Yeah, I think we're good in here. Oh, we're not good. I gotta pour this out. My battery cover, remember? So, and this skinned up on me. This is going to go on the back of the head, remember? And this will hold a 9-volt battery. But I have to drain it. That has to drain. Alexa, countdown 10 minutes. And once that's done,
10 minutes, starting now.
once that's done dripping, I'll be able to drain it. Alexa, stop. So I'm almost done on this guy. I have grave diggers to hair tomorrow and touch up their paint. I am plowing through my list. Let's look at the bear and see if the bear is dry. And if the bear is dry, we'll moisten our bear.
With my bear.
Nobody wants a moist bear. No one wants a dry bear. Oh, and then puppies. Okay, Greg, and then puppies. Our bear is moist. That's good, actually. I'm gonna spray some water on the bear. That's alcohol. Won't work. Also alcohol. And I have a water sprayer.
The one on the door, maybe?
Water. Yes.
Victory.
I gotta label these things, man.
There's apparently a crack down the side of the bear.
Oh yeah, on the side down here. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. I'll fill that in before we go.
Rob O'Brien suggested the Grizzlor.
Yeah, Grizzlor. That's his name. Yes.
Oh, we have named the bear.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, this crack down here I'm not worried about. I don't want the face to crack if I can help it. Everything is fixable. It's just mud. how lazy did Susan have to be? You know what I mean? To forever have something named after you called Lazy Susan. I don't want to work with her. But I bet she was my project buddy in science class. That girl didn't do nothing. Nor did I bother to learn her name, so. This is how we fix a drying sculpture. We get some ragos, gonna hold some water.
Happen to Mojo asks, do you ever get mold on your sculpts?
On the sculpture, no. I've never gotten mold on a sculpture, but you do get it on clay every now and then. I don't let the sculptures go long enough to get mold on them. But it's possible. I would just spray with vinegar if that were the case, and that would fix it. I'll be a little drippy.
Or is it like, wait, what?
Or did you get moistened?
Just
See, now I've got water on there, and that water is gonna just, it'll help.
Good night, Philip.
Good night, Philip. Philip, I'm gonna say good night too very soon. And when I pack it up, I put a thing of water in there with it, and that'll pretty much keep a good moist environment.
Tony's YouTube says, love the way the dogs sprawled out and have to walk around.
Oh yeah.
Gen X says, the pups are getting big.
They haven't even reached their final form. I mean, these guys are gonna be 120 pounds or so.
We got so much room to
They're
grow yet.
Springer Spaniel mix. They're probably halfway to their final weight. All right, so let's look at puppies for Gray. And I know that my wife will always likes to see the puppers. And this is how I like them the most, when they are sleeping. Well, he's licking himself, but these two are sleeping. There's Cheney, and there's Buckethead, also known as Bella.
What a sweet devil baby.
Who shook her cone earlier today, and I had to put it back on. The reason I got puppies is to ensure that my wife comes home when she goes to work like this. Because I'm not like a lot of incentive. You know, I make a mess. I don't always smell good. But the puppies will bring Shannon right back home.
Jacob M. Magato says, you two are the perfect combination of perfect and cute. Grace says, yeah, puppies. 1980 says, Tom Jefferson's daughter Susan was served last at the table, so they made the turntable to serve everyone at the same time.
Oh, I see. I don't know. I just think she was really lazy. That's what.
Says, cute.
Yeah. All right. So, gang, that's it for tonight. We did a lot of things. I kind of went dink, 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 dink. This guy is ready for paint and hair. He's going to be happening really fast. Probably tomorrow I'll get him done. Grave diggers, I know from here I can get both of those guys done pretty quickly tomorrow. And then I have some other things to do. You know, life. You guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging out with us. There's been a lot of people on tonight. I really appreciate it. All of those who gave money to Super Chat, I appreciate you also. Thank you very much. And I'm going to go sleep. But tomorrow when I get up, I'm going to go make stuff. And I think you guys should go make stuff. Say goodbye, Stacy.
Goodbye.